Hello. My name's J-Dod. I'm from the community team here on The Sims Freeplay. We're streaming to you live from Fire Monkeys out in Melbourne, Australia, and we're doing so because we have some very special news that we want to share. But before we actually kick things off, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear us okay. So if you can let us know in the comments where we're sounding, what we're sounding like, how we're going, that'd be really good to hear. And then we can just make sure that we're all good before we actually get going. It looks like we're still going okay. See people starting to come through into the stream right now. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're getting a whole bunch of people coming through. I think I see a couple of familiar faces hanging out in the crowd. But yeah. So now that we're pretty sure that everyone can hear us. My name's J-Dod, again, part of the community team here on The Sims Freeplay, based out of Fire Monkeys in Melbourne. And yeah, we have some very special news that we want to share. So this news that we're sharing is something massive. It's something that we've never done before. So we thought that it would be good to try and do something a bit different ourselves, something that we haven't done before, and that is a live stream. So we actually have some very special guests with us today. We have Josh and Tara. So let's tell us a little bit about what you do on The Sims Freeplay.
Cool. Hey everyone, my name's Josh. I'm a producer on The Sims Freeplay. I just want to say, Amanda sends her love and waves. She's out of office at the moment, but she would have loved to have been here with you guys. So yeah, my job, as I said, the producer. So I work with the team to build all the cool stuff that gets into the game based on what you guys like. So we spend a lot of time brainstorming and working with J-Dod and Vix on all the content we put in the game and see how it's going. So yeah, my kind of job is to figure out where we're going next. What's the next big thing that we're going to do?
Tara?
Hi, yes, I'm Tara. I'm the senior animator for Sims Freeplay, and basically my job in a nutshell is every time you guys see an option for a sim to interact with something in the game, that's me and my animation team.
Awesome. So if you have some questions for Josh and Tara, please let us know in the comments. We will be asking them a couple of questions a bit later on the show. We're also going to have our engineering manager, Bertrand, on the live stream as well. So if you have any cool questions you want to ask him to, please let us know. Those answers might change as we reveal a little bit more information about what's coming up. But I thought I should kick things off by just asking a little bit about your history with The Sims. How long have both of you been Simmers, and how did you wind up working on The Sims Freeplay?
I started, it was September, almost 5 years ago now.
Wow.
And my first update was actually the seniors update.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been so many updates since then. I've done so much in that time.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, from seniors to like toddlers to like magical updates, like
Yeah.
the range of stuff that you guys get to animate is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a dream job in a way because we get to animate, like you said, all kinds of things. It's never boring. 1 minute I'll be animating horses, and the next minute I'm animating salsa dancing. It's fantastic.
Salsa dancing horses?
Or both,
That's the
yes,
next
why
update.
not?
Who knows? Update 53.
If the fans want it, I will give it to them.
What about you, Josh?
So yeah, I started probably about three years ago, I think. But I've been a simmer since I was a little boy. My first ever Sims game was on my parents' Pentium 486. For those millennials, that's a very old computer. So yeah, I uninstalled all the Dad's golf game and all the boring stuff, and it could only run Sims. And yeah, it was just such a crazy game for me as a kid because it was, you could almost do anything, and that was like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. I think I was in a similar-ish situation to you growing up playing The Sims. I was in a Mac household, so the amount of games that I had to play was very limited. So I kind of fell into playing Sims because it was one of those games that I was like, oh, this actually works on the computer that I have. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was it's kind of been a bit of a love affair since. I started working on the game about, I think it was just under 3 years ago. I think I'm celebrating my 3-year anniversary here at the studio next month, actually, July 13th. Yeah. And it's just been, it's been a wonderful time ever since. But 5 years, 3 years, just under 3 years. But the game's been around for 7 years now.
Yeah.
This update that we're bringing out very soon is going to be a 50-second update. What do you think has kept The Sims so popular, and what do you think has led to its longevity all this time?
Yeah, so I think like 7 years sounds like pretty old, but I don't think we look at it that way, because one of the keys to being so successful is that we are actually fresh and new and contemporary, and we listen to you guys, and we try to get an understanding of, like, do you want salsa dancing horses?
Yes.
And we'll try and find a way to do it. So rather than looking at 7 years, it's actually we tried the best that we can to cater all the content and experiences that are important to you guys. So over the years, we've kind of grown with our audience and our players. So that's kind of, for me, what's important.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Like, definitely listening to what the fans want. It's what you guys ask for. We look at what your posts are and what you love to do in the game, and we take that on board. And I think that's definitely why we've been around for so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely clear that there's been a winning formula here, because we're still here talking about this game and the new exciting things that we're going to be bringing out for our simmers right now.
Yeah.
So clearly that's a bit of a winning formula. There's got to be something that has surprised you about what has resonated with the Sims community.
Oh, I know.
So what's one thing that has surprised you about our Sims community?
I just remember one update when I animated chairs being pulled in, and they loved it. So I know what they definitely love, and it's those simple things, I think, that you guys like to recreate in your homes. And for me, it's seeing you guys notice those subtle things I add, and me, like, I get really satisfied, a lot of satisfaction from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. I think the other part of the formula that I don't think we really covered was you guys. Like, if we didn't have an engaged audience that love the game, or even if there's things that we didn't get quite right, but you are vocal and you express that to J-Dot and Vix, and ultimately that comes to us. So it's important that you guys are still engaged and playing our content. But on the surprising thing, so for me, for a simmer, the context of being a Sims player, it makes a lot of sense. But I've had conversations with people who haven't played The Sims, or not even gamers, and I told them about the update of laundry, and they were like, "What are you doing? Like, it's chores. It's the most boring thing ever. Why would you want to do that in a video game?" But it makes a lot of sense, right? Because it's not just about doing laundry. It's that fantasy of running your own Sims household.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that part of the house.
Yep.
Like, there wasn't a laundry room, and we saw players, kind of hacking together their own version of a laundry. But so we're like, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Like, just give them that content. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I never expected, especially because, I mean, I had to do laundry this weekend, and I'm like, oh, this is not how I want to be spending my weekend.
Yeah.
I would actually much prefer to be on my phone doing laundry. So, okay. So, Tara, I think speaking of some of the animations and some of the subtle things that you do that you're really appreciative that our community picks up, where do you draw a lot of the inspiration from when you make these animations in our game, and when you and the animation team makes everything?
It's kind of a mixture of filming myself if I can.
Yeah.
So if it's really kind of subtle acting, that works really well. He's laughing because there was a video of me doing some reference for the surveillance van in the police update, and me spilling over my coffee and basically freaking out. And it always gets a chuckle out of everyone. But yeah, it's a mixture between that and sometimes I'll go on YouTube to find some reference. Like when we did infants, I did a lot of browsing for babies.
Yeah.
That it was always suggested content for me for like a month afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the process we go through. We'll do a lot of research, a lot of video research because we're animators, so we need to see how things move, behave.
Like Google searching salsa
Yeah,
dancing horses.
salsa dancing horses. Yeah, I mean if that's a
perfect.
thing, we're gonna do.
All right.
Please don't.
So I can always think of one update that comes to mind about what my favorite update has been. But I want to hear from both of you first. Like, what's the favorite update that you've ever worked on in The Sims Free Play?
There's been so many updates, right?
Yeah.
And each of them is special in their own way. Like we've always every update has got something cool in it. But I think for me, the French romance update, like for the art team, they worked really hard on trying to build, in my opinion, in terms of a house lot and a house design, the biggest, the most bold, the most heavily themed thing that we've done. But the challenge there was like not just giving a French chateau, but it was also making sure that all the bits and bobs that are in it, so the the dining room table and chairs, will actually go with the country homestead content from other updates, or from other events. So that for me was like, it's still my favorite house lot. Like I always love my Sims living in there. But yeah, it's super cool because you pull all of that stuff out and go build something completely different with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Tara?
For me, it was the dancing update. I can't remember. It was probably last year, the prom one.
Oh yeah.
It was because I finally kind of got over my fear of animating dancing. Because a couple of years ago, I did animate salsa dancing hobby, and that was really, really challenging. I remember it was about a month I was just pulling out my hair trying to get dancing right. But yeah, we actually got a whole bunch of team members in the studio to film themselves dancing for us as reference, because I can't dance to save my life. And neither can any of the
We
other
actually
animators.
have dancers in
Yeah,
the
we do.
studio as
Yes.
well
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So thanks to them, I was able to get like a bunch of really great video reference, and the animations came out amazing.
Yeah.
And some terrible video reference, like My Waltz. I noticed that didn't make the game.
No.
I mean, it still could make our social channels one day. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, my favorite update would have to be the Monsters and Magic update. I think it holds a little bit of a special place in my heart just because it was one of the first updates that I actually worked on in The Sims Free Play, and got to really have some fun with the types of content and stuff that we're putting out on our social channels. Being able to go in and like really look at all the different costumes that we had for all of our Sims, and then going and looking at how Tim from our creative services team put together a lot of those animations into a trailer. Like for example, like seeing the wizard costumes and seeing it pan across from male wizard to female wizard to nothing, and then just suddenly drop,
Toddler.
and it's like boom, toddler wizard, and then like little candy monster wizard. I was like, this game is so magical.
That was the one with the toddler in the monster outfit,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. When
I
they're just
did
like
that.
eating. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually filmed myself running at the camera going, ah, as a reference.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I've still
That's
got
what
the
you were
video.
doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Here's
this
Tara
is-
again.
Yeah.
This is me walking to
I
get
didn't-
coffee.
Don't remember to see a camera there. So I guess before we grab a question from the audience, I wanted to ask you this because I always struggle with this. When I create a new SimTown community, I always struggle with naming my Sims. How do both of you name the Sims in your games?
I choose gibberish names, but I'm silly. Just like things like Fleeb. I don't when I play games, I like to not play in reality a lot of the time. So like, if I'm playing a game where I don't have to necessarily be a human, I won't. So that's kind of how I roll.
Perfect. How about you, Josh?
I'm kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, all my names are gibberish or a mush between two people.
Yeah.
Like you, Jonathan, and Josh, or J-Dod
Yeah.
and Josh, probably like Dosh.
Dosh, yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sim, Dosh.
All right.
McDosh.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I,
McDosh.
Just add a Mc to
Yeah.
it.
McDosh. I know that. Actually,
What a sim that would be.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's the greatest sim. The only sim that's associated with me that can actually grow a beard. So that actually sounds a little bit like our name generator in game. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So you guys know when you create a sim, there's that randomized button. So all the names that pop up, first name and surname, are actually just pulled from the credits in the game. So you could actually get a Joshua Allen or Jonathan Burse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't actually ask you about what your favorites are because I'm sure that could lead to some interesting conversations in
Yeah,
the studio. But now you know that little secret. I guess I wanted to grab one question from the community. I did see a question from Sandy asking specifically about the decorations and the art that goes into our games. So who makes that, and where do we get those ideas from?
So
Our amazing art team, that's who.
yeah, so the art team is responsible for bringing it to life. But it actually starts with the team. So we'll kind of look at the game, and is there, like, going back to laundry?
Yeah.
We just thought there was an opportunity there because it was a whole room in build mode that we haven't done before. It was part of the the family fantasy of like doing chores and housekeeping that wasn't there. So that one was pretty straightforward because it was like we pulled in the team and we had some brainstorming sessions around what could we do in that space. But for things like the French Chateau, we would start really high level, and we were thinking, what would be the most romantic place for your Sims to get away. And Bertrand, who you'll meet in a second, is a Frenchman.
Yep.
And he was like,
And there's a painting of him in the lot as well.
Yeah. So if you guys are familiar, there's that little oval portrait of a very dapper man. That's Bertrand. So he was like,
get your games out and quickly check because you'll see.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to quickly check it out.
but that was, he was like, why don't we have like one of those big, chateaus, and it's, like with vineyards, and like, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
They do a lot of research to get it right. Like,
Yeah.
even just on other furniture sets, they'll look at what's kind of trendy at the time and work from that. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of
They
time
do a lot of research.
on the internet and reading magazines
Yep.
and on social media, and yeah.
Shout outs to Pinterest.
Yeah.
Pinterest, yes.
Yeah. Amazing. So I see we've actually got quite a few more people coming into the live stream right now. So I just wanted to take the quick moment to just say that we're here. My name's J-Dot. I'm from the community team here on Sims Freeplay. I'm with Josh and Tara. Josh, producer, Tara, senior animator on the team. And we're here to talk about our next update that we're actually going to be announcing very, very shortly. But before I do that, I wanted to take a quick moment to just thank everyone that plays The Sims Freeplay, from our community that's been with us from the start to the people that still follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, to our game changers that we work with every update, who make these amazing videos across YouTube and just do the most wonderful videos about our games, and are really are a really wonderful part of our community. I just wanted to say thank you very much to everyone that continues to play our game, and that's here watching right now as well. So, shall we get on with this?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, we would like to share the trailer for our very next update, launching very soon. Let's run the trailer.
Cavolo.
No.
Don't make me.
Hey!
Hey!
So, pregnancy, it's here. I know in the past we've said that maybe we weren't going to put it in the game, but it's here. And I guess everyone's asking right now, Josh, why pregnancy? Why now?
Why not? It is something that has been talked about for years and years and years, and it's something that we know that was so important and dear to you guys. And I just couldn't live myself with not investigating it.
Yeah.
Like, can we actually do this? And so we spent like months. We spent a long time trying to get this right. The game itself has a whole bunch of legacy systems in it, right? So we didn't want to mess up the game that you guys have fallen in love with. Like, we didn't want to redefine the whole game. And it was really tricky to try and find where pregnancy might fit without breaking everything and changing it. So, yeah, we spent a lot of time, and I know it's, I thank you for your patience, but it's something that...
They've been asking for a little while.
Yeah. Well, even on the team, as soon as I said, I wonder if we can do pregnancy, it was just like a stampede of developers. Like, yes, we need to do it. So yeah, we figured out a plan. So hopefully, yeah, we get it right. It was our intention to do the best pregnancy possible. It's something that I wanted to play.
Especially being a new dad yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty exciting.
Tara with some special but I guess before we move on to the next part of this, I wanted to ask, is there's anything else that you wanted to share?
So the one thing that I really want to thank is we've got a tiny little room with a tiny little camera, and I couldn't fit the whole dev team in here. So they're all watching outside. Just a big thank you to the team, because it was really challenging. It was a really tough thing. But everyone was so passionate. They're going to love the game. Love this feature. I love it. So big thanks to those guys. And a big thank you to the players as well.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you to everyone who's persistently kept up asking for pregnancy. We knew you had wanted it for so long, and we're glad that we're finally able to announce and deliver this to you. No pun intended. And also, we wanted to share with you the first look at pregnancy and give you an idea of what it's going to look like in game and how we came to developing it this way. And we've got a special video for you now featuring Andy, our senior designer. Take it away, Andy.
Hi, I'm Andrew Simons, senior designer on Sims Freeplay. And today I can finally talk to you about our new feature, pregnancy. Barely a day goes by when we don't see a post on social media requesting a baby bump. It doesn't matter what the subject is, there's always a post in there somewhere. So when it came to formulating the design, it was really important to speak to our players and get their input. This was a great process. Not only were we all on the same page, but we got great feedback that we could actually directly incorporate into the design. And our key takeaway was that pregnancy is not just a bump, which we have, but it's also a story and a journey. And this takes me back to when my partner was pregnant, and she was always making checklists of items that needed to be checked off. And she was way better at this than me. The idea of story and the checklist really became the backbone of the pregnancy event. The Lady Sim you choose to go through your pregnancy will have a daily set of goals only they can complete. And these goals are designed to tell the story of where they are in the pregnancy. So early on, your Sims will want to share the news of their pregnancy with their friends. But then, as the pregnancy progresses, they'll want to set up a nursery as well as organise a baby shower. There are also appointments, so there will be doctor checkups along the way. And because The Sims is a community, we want your other Sims to be involved as well, and they will have their own set of support tasks to help out. I also want to talk about the second option, which we're calling just pregnancy. It's really a mode designed for our storytellers, where you can bring your pregnant Sims together, but you don't have to be thinking about the goals. So where is pregnancy in the game? Pregnancy is introduced through the maternity store, which we're adding to the town map. Building the maternity store triggers a short quest that introduces you to all the elements of pregnancy. You may have noticed the dummy pacifier icons in the pregnancy UI. These are maternity tokens, and your sim will receive them for completing the daily goals and support tasks. The tokens are used to buy items in the maternity store. Our art team really wanted to create sets of nursery items that worked well together. So the nursery items are built around thematically cohesive collections. They look really awesome when put together. Also available in the maternity store is the maternity wear. And here we wanted a range of items that you could mix and match that were both casual and formal. I hope that's given you a little taster of what to expect when you're expecting pregnancy in The Sims Freeplay. We've worked really hard to come up with a pregnancy design that's fun, has variety, and gives simmers a range of options and cool rewards. I'm really looking forward to your feedback. Thanks.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that first look at pregnancy. Now, I thought we'd take a couple of minutes to grab a couple of questions from everyone because we figured probably have a couple after seeing everything that we've just thrown at you. So I'd like to firstly introduce Bertrand. Bertrand's our engineering manager. Tell us a little bit about what that actually means.
Well, I think you did it. So that means that, I'm a software engineer manager. I write code for the game, but also lead the team of engineers who actually also help me making the game. And it's actually mostly thanks to them that we get to have pregnancy this update, because there's a lot of work involved in that one.
So, like I said before, if you have questions for these lovely two people, please let us know in the comments. I thought we'd kick these off with a couple of questions from our game changers first, actually. So, this first question, it comes from Make2 and The Girl Who Games, and they want to figure out how long did this update actually take to make, because there's just so much detail in it.
I've been probably working on this since January. The animation team, very early on, we had to fix a lot of animations, so it worked with the belly, the big pregnant belly. So we kind of, bit by bit, just fixed animations since then. So yeah, it's been a really, really, really long journey.
Yeah, we were actually working on this alongside other updates, which was really hard because we had to do the other updates and pregnancy at the same time, and yeah, it was really tough, really demanding on the entire team. So yeah, I think maybe like 4 or 5 months it took us, maybe
About half a pregnancy.
Yeah.
It nearly took the full trimesters.
Yeah, or two almost.
We should have stretched in 9 months to make it more believable.
Like we said at the beginning, the game is a living product, and I definitely feel like we're going to be adding some new special things down the road as well. So this next question, it actually comes from Dark Crazy 75, another one of our game changers. What was the favorite thing about working on this update?
For me, actually, it was improving what the pregnant Sims did when you weren't actually controlling them. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, a lot of the time the Sims just like sitting down. And it's not that exciting.
Can you blame pregnant Sims, though?
Well, yeah. But at least they do more interesting things. And one of the things you would have seen in the trailer was they do experience morning sickness. Now, they don't just run to the toilet every 5 seconds throwing up, because that would just be cruel. But it's a nice touch, I think, that you will notice, what, my Sims is suddenly running to the toilet. Oh, she's got morning sickness. So it kind of brings that whole experience to life, I think. It helps it.
Definitely.
So our next question comes from Sims Rose Crest, and they want to know, will we be seeing new baby care animations in this update?
Yes. There's a new animation with the nursing chair. There's also a bunch of new animations to do with the actual pregnancy itself, the experience. So one of the biggest things that I set out to do when I came up with the ideas for all the animations was the things that a lot of expectant mothers do, like there's a big thing about announcing the pregnancy. There's a big thing about sharing in the pregnancy with the family. So there's a bunch of animations where they'll be like, hey, you want to touch my pregnant belly? And you can do that with all age groups, by the way. So there's no restriction on that. So I wanted those kind of experiences to be part of this because that's what you do when you're pregnant. You have these experiences with the family. It's all about bringing the family together.
Yeah, I think it's important to tell people that this update is really about the pregnancy. So we really put all effort into, the actual pregnancy journey. We do have some, as you say, few things after the pregnancy, but we really want to focus on the actual pregnancy itself. But we do have some cool animations where, the soon to be daddies or mom, they take the little fake babies and practice and things. So
they practice bathing it and they practice feeding it, and there's some really funny things that happen when they do that because they're Sims. They never quite get anything right.
It's really cute.
So our next question comes from Alma Juricic. Are you still learning yourselves how to work and put new things into the game?
Every day, yes.
Constantly.
You have to. I mean, it's if you look at all the games out there, the games are getting better, each day, and you need to keep learning to in order to push things further because someone's gonna come up with some better things, and you'll have to learn from it and acknowledge that what they did was really cool. I wish we could do something like that. You know what? No, I wish we could do even more. So it's really important to every day just keep learning.
We have the added challenge too on top of it because we're working with such an old game. We have to make it work within the game. So yeah, constantly I'm trying to find new ways of pushing animation, and it's not always easy. And I'm constantly working with Vert to try to make that happen. But we're constantly learning every day.
Awesome. Well, that's actually a wrap on the questions. That's all the time that we actually have to take these. But I just wanted to thank both of you for coming on and answering a couple of these questions. I actually just wanted to bring Josh back on just for the last bit. So I know you only spent a short time on camera, Bertrand, but I just wanted to thank you very much again. Josh, welcome back to the party.
Hello again.
So thank you very much to everyone that's come onto the stream and watched us and been a part of this exciting reveal. We actually want to know. Let us know. What did you think of this? Did you like these sorts of live streams? Do you want to see more of these? Do you want to see our mugs on the TV? Are you thirsty for more content, or do you just nah, no thanks? But hopefully it's not that. But please, yes, let us know on Facebook. Let us know in the comments. We'll be going through, reading everything, making sure that we pour over every bit of feedback from this because we really want to know the types of things that you want to see, not just in the game, but also outside of the game. How can we better serve you as members of the community ourselves? So, I know all of you are asking, when is the update coming out? And so, Josh, would you like to let everyone know when this update is coming out?
Really soon.
Soon, TM.
Yeah, so it's the 19th Australia time.
Yep.
So that's within the next 24 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so really soon.
Yeah. So start looking into app stores in just under 24 hours time. Remember, it does take a couple of hours for the update to actually push out to all territories. So if you see someone has the update, don't fret, you'll get it very, very soon. Awesome. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. That's it from us on the Sims Free Play team. We hope that you all really enjoy the pregnancy update. Like we've said many, many times, we heard your feedback. We put so much effort into this, and we really hope that you love every single bit of this update. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Woo!